The Titan has presented a threat to the king's land for centuries, but he was not always a godlike being. Legends speak of the House of Titan, whose mortal king achieved a cosmic apotheosis. Travel through the void to this ancient time and witness the rise of this mighty entity. Will you discover the hidden secrets of your world when you behold the age when the Titan awakens? Hello everyone and welcome to the One-Stop Co-op Shop. This is Colin and today we are going to start a campaign playthrough of Dungeon Alliance. Yes, I've had this game. I played it right when it came out. I loved it, and then I have not put out a playthrough with one of the adventure packs out on this channel yet. And after watching Berndt's and William's playthroughs where they went back and forth between their two channels, the Meet Me at the Table and Hungry Gamers, I'll put a link in the description below if you want to see that. After seeing them play, it just got me wanting to play this game. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to play through 4 rounds and then we can decide if we want to keep going. There are a total of 4 adventure packs that you can play if you buy them. I'm going to be playing the 4th one, The Titan Awakens. Berndt and William play the first one, The Lost Alliance. Now, I'm not going to do a full setup video here because I've already done that on the channel. We're just going to talk about the differences when you add in the adventure pack. I've already drafted my 4 heroes. Yes, in a solo game, you're going to control 4 characters. Yeah, that's part of the best part of this game. I have Emanon, who is a human monk. I have Krolt, which is a dwarf warrior. I have Yipsy, who is an elf wizard, and I have Maribel, who is a gnome ranger. Does it get any better than that? Each of them will have 3 of their own cards that you're going to grab, and they're going to create your starting deck, their own 3 unique cards. So my deck is a total of 12 cards in total, 3 from each one of these heroes. We'll look at all of their stats during the playthrough. We also have randomly drawn 3 quest cards, a level 1, level 2, and level 3 quest card. These quest cards, unlike when you're playing just a one-off scenario where you can say, okay, I'm trying to complete one of these to consider this a success, or all 3 of them if I want to make it really challenging, you're going to use these and gain campaign points. In order to consider 4 rounds, so 1 game to be a success, you look at this chart here and you see how many campaign points you've scored. So for solo, in that first game, I need to score 4 campaign tokens or points. In the second one, I need to score 8, the third 12, and the 4th one 16. If I can do that, then I have won that game and I can continue on. If I don't, then I have failed that specific game and you can either replay it or just call it for the campaign and start over. Let's take a look at our 3 quest cards here. Our first one is Rescue Titania. The Queen of the Fae is caught in a magical trap. Trigger. So in order to actually place this token out on the board where we can resolve it, we need to open 3 secret doors to place the queen in the dungeon. Conversely, we can spend XP during our turn. We can spend XP to trigger that as well. So I could spend up to 3 XP and just trigger it. But to resolve it, I actually have to do this resolution. I have to cast 3 spells in the room where Titania is at to free her. Place these spells sideways to show that they have no other effect. So I can't use the spell for anything. I have to just place it sideways to activate it. If I do all of that, I'll gain a total of 3 XP, but also 3 of those campaign tokens. And remember, I need 4 to consider this a success. Our second quest card is Leopold and Alexander. Deliver the Dwarven Brothers runes. So we have trigger. Place 3 dungeon tiles that are not orthogonally connected to the starting tile. It's been confirmed in the FAQ that that's orthogonally, not diagonally. Place the dwarves in the dungeon at least 3 rooms apart from each other. Then we have to resolve 3 times, move 1 hero from Leopold's room to Alexander's room or vice versa. So you have to do that 3 times and then we gain 5 XP as well as 5 of those campaign tokens. Our final quest, and my guess we're not going to see this one in this specific gameplay because I'm going to be focusing more likely on story cards, and you'll see that in a second. We have the Dark Empress. The Dark Empress craves your soul. Ooh. Trigger. Play 5 attack or control spells against enemies to place the entrance to the throne room in the dungeon. We can then enter that throne room and defeat the Dark Empress. Then we gain 7 experience and 7 campaign tokens. And I should mention, if we gain more than 4 campaign tokens in this game, we can carry over the remainder ones for the next game to say, okay, in that game I need to score 8. Well, if I scored, let's say 3 over the 4 that I needed here, I could then carry those 3 over to the next game to show that I have completed that one and won that game. Next, you have your story cards and campaign cards. And yes, I have my campaign card covered up. I don't want to see it. I don't want you guys to see it. But you know it's the campaign cards when you see this number 1 down here at the bottom. You're going to have all of these in sequential order. Make sure they stay in that order. And you will be finding those cards dependent upon which story cards you find and decide to draft during the game. With your story cards, what you're going to do is break them out between 1, 2s, and 3s and put them in their respective draft decks. So I have placed all of the level 1 ones in the draft 1 deck, and we'll see those until we move to the upgrade cards for level 2. Then we will see these story cards. What's fun about this game is that none of these cards are, you have to resolve one before the other. So I could see these in any order, and it could change the story or how things play out. Now, I have not ever played this adventure pack yet, so that's why I wanted to do this one on the channel. So what I'm going to do with all these story cards here is I'm going to shuffle them in with my level 2s. I've got the level 3s and the level 1s already shuffled in. I've already created my master tile stack, doing 2 level 3s, 4 level 2s, and 6 level 1s, revealing 2 level 1 tiles that when I reveal tiles, I can choose which one I want. I have my stack of XP tokens, my 8 ones here, that after I have gained all 8 of these, at the end of that round, I can then move to level 2 upgrade cards. And then I've got my 12 XP pile here that after I have depleted these, I will then, at the end of that round, put in the upgrade level 3 cards, which are all of our artifacts. Ooh, artifacts are fun. I have my upgrade level 1 deck all ready to go, my solo and cooperative AI activation deck ready to go. Let's reveal the top 5 cards of this deck as well as the top card of this one, and then we'll draw our hand up and I think we're ready to start. And right off the get-go, we have 2 story cards in our draft area. We have Adversaries and the Unicorn. We can tell it's a story card because of this symbol up here, as well as it says, a specific, the Titan Awakens, and it tells us what card we'll look at in the campaign deck if we decide to draft it. They each cost 1 XP in order to draft them. Adversaries state, you can sense that the tension between 2 members of your alliance has reached a breaking point. Will you attempt to keep peace between them? That's awesome. And we have the Unicorn. Out of the mist steps a sublime figure unlike any other you've ever seen. This is King Titan's Unicorn, his most prized possession. No creature of this type exists any longer in your own time. Will you study her further? Look at how many cards we reveal if we decide to draft her. Oh, that's tempting. Looking at the 3 other cards in our draft area, we could actually use all of them. So let's look at them quick. This Sense Secret Door card, you need to either be a dwarf or an elf. Well, I've got one of each of those. We have an action. Spend 1 of your movement to attempt to open an adjacent secret door, despite the presence of enemies. Add 2 to your attempt to open the secret door. If you succeed, gain 2 experience. Well, that's really cool. That ties in really well to one of our quests that we need to try and complete. We also have Ice. This one, we only have 1 character who has all the Eldritch signs, and she has 2 of them. That's Eipsy. Since she has 2, she can use this one. This is an attack spell of an attack of 5. Place your hero token on the target. The target cannot move or spin for the rest of the round. That's kind of cool. Krolt is the only one that can use this one because he has 2 of the martial symbols for classes. This is a battle tactic. It adds +2 to your melee attack. All enemies you attack this turn have -2 armor defense against those attacks. Yeah, these are all amazing. With this, I think we're ready to start the game. So you can see here our hand limit when we start the game is 6. Our discard limit is 1, but every time we draft a card, we'll move this up by 1. That even includes story cards. When you draft those story cards, they're not going to go to your hand. You're going to draw cards from the campaign deck, and depending, a card might come to your hand or might not. So, but that still will count as 1 draft, so you'll move this up. I almost forgot to show you our co-op and solo card that I drew. We have this one where we have to ready the highest XP'd enemy, and then we would potentially either have to do one of these 2 things, have the highest level XP enemy attack with a +1 on the character that has the lowest health, or have one attack with a +X, where X is equal to the adventure that we're in. So we're in adventure 1, so that would just be +1, and it could be any hero of our choice. Otherwise, we have to randomly discard 2 cards, and our hand size is 2 less for the next round. We have our 12 cards here. Let's draw 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's half our deck. That's amazing. So we have Point Blank. So that will be for, who's that? Maribel. We have Open Hand Attack. That's for Emanon. We have Magic Bolt. That's for Eyipsi. We have Counter Strike. That's for Emanon. Determination. That's for Krolt. And Meditate. Oh, we have all 3 of Emanon's cards. I think that means we're definitely going to activate him first. Here is our game round summary. So our first cycle, we'll choose one hero to activate, and then we'll have our monster activation. We'll do that one time for each of our heroes, and then end our round. We're going to do those 4 rounds, and that's going to end this specific adventure. Because I have 3 of Emanon's cards in my hand, I think it's a no-brainer we're going to activate him first. So I'm going to take his hero token off of his card to denote that he is going to be activated and now exhausted. Just so you know, he has class icons of Stealth and Celestial. He has a base attack of 2, dodge defense, so he doesn't have armor, he has dodge of 3, he has movement of 5, and health of 7. We're going to use our first movement point and play this action card. Now remember, in this game you can only play one of each type of card, so if I had another action card that I could play for him, I couldn't use it now that I'm playing this. Also remember, all cards that you play for your characters you're going to put out on the table, and they don't get shuffled back into your deck until the next round. That way your deck is slowly getting smaller, and you're more likely to find cards for your other characters. I love how that works. I think Andrew did a great job on that. So, our first of 5 movement, we're going to use this. You cannot play this card if you are adjacent to an enemy. We're not. We're spending 1, so we have 4 movement left. Afterwards, you may remove 1 wound token from yourself. Well, we don't have any wounds, we're fine. But we also gain +2 to our basic attack. So right now, our attack is 4 instead of 2. We can move it through friendly units with no additional cost for movement. So we're going to move 2, 3, and then for movement number 4, we're going to open this door and use one of the 2 tiles that we have on the side of the board. The tile over here has 2 Centaurians versus the one over here has 2 Goblins and 1 Warg. I think I'm going to grab this one, and since I'm grabbing this one, I immediately replace it with a new tile. We're still at our level 1 tiles, and let's see. Okay, this one we just have a Death Fairy and a challenge token. Because I chose to unlock the door, I have to place this tile so that the 2 doors are adjacent to each other. Now I could have chosen this door as well. I get to choose how I'd like to set it up. But if I had done a locked door, I would do it like this, and then we'd have to see if we actually succeed at picking that lock. Be that as it may, I'm doing just a regular door, so I'm going to place it like so, and I'm going to place this archway token here to denote that that door now is open. This door is not open, and these doors aren't open, so I can't use those later unless I spend an action point to open them. So and I shouldn't say action point, it would be a movement point. I have used 1 movement point to play that card. Movement 2, movement 3, movement 4. I have 1 more movement. We're going to move to here. And I think then we're going to attack this Warg. The Wargs here have a melee attack, a dodge of only 1, movement of 6, and health of 3. They do have an instinct ability for their dodge defense. When defending, add +1 combat die to the Warg's defense. So they'll roll that die and that will add to their defense. So I'm not sure if I'm going to take them out. Well, I've got a trick up my sleeve. And my trick is the open hand attack. This is going to give us another +1 to our attack. So our attack was 2, +2 from our meditation. So that's 4 + 1 here, which is 5. You may use a single attack to strike the same target twice in a row. Use your full melee attack total during each strike. So I'm attacking him essentially for 10. However, both times he gets to use his combat die and his regular defense to try and block it. Our combat die here has 2 zeros, 2 ones, a 2, and a 3. So he right now has 1 armor. We'll roll this up, and we got a 1. So he had an armor of 2. I hit him for 5. Actually, I didn't even need the second hit. So I will be able to take him out with that first attack. Wow, that was pretty awesome. So that means we'll gain 2 out of those 8 experience tokens that we have over here so that we can start gaining the second level upgrade cards. But I have 2 XP that I can use. I do want to give a quick refresher on hero activations. So you can always move first, and it costs nothing to change your facing when you are doing your movement. Once you do an attack, though, you have to stop your movement, and you can't spend any additional movement that turn. You can also spend 2 entire actions just moving. So your regular movement, and then instead of attacking it, do a second movement. You also can attack 2 times, but if you do that, then you can no longer use any sort of movement ability. And you have to attack 2 different enemies with that. Also, something else that I forgot to do is all of these enemies will always come in facing your heroes when your hero opens up that door. Now that we've ended our first activation for one of our heroes, we'll move to drafting a card. We can spend XP to purchase 1 card if desired. We can also, if we didn't want any of these cards, which I want all of them, but if we didn't want any of them, we could simply discard one as long as we had earned enough XP to discard the card. So for an example, this would only cost 1 XP. I could discard it. I don't have to use the XP to discard the card, but I have to have enough XP to discard it. That's important for later if, let's say, there was a 6 worth card here, and if I was playing competitive and someone else wanted it, I couldn't discard it unless I had 6 XP worth of earned XP that has not been used. Be that as it may, I'm definitely going to buy a card, and I think I'm going to go for this critical strike. That means I am using both of my XP. Now, I'm not going to discard them. I'm simply going to flip them over because that will be a way you can track your score. You can see how much XP you've earned. So I have earned those XP still. They're just now face down. Then we immediately replenish that card, and we have Bronze Golem, another story event card. Oh my gosh, 3 story cards. What the heck are we gonna do? I'm gonna have to do one of those. Also, whenever you buy a card from the draft area, it goes directly to your hand, which is pretty cool. That means I should be able to use it our next turn. Since we have drafted 1 card, we'll move up our token here to denote that, and now we can discard 2 cards each turn. We're going to now move to the discard and draw phase of our turn, and I definitely think I'm going to discard some cards. I'm going to discard Point Blank and Magic Bolt, hoping that maybe I can get more cards for Krolt. That's what I think I'm going to activate next. We have a total of 3 cards in hand. We'll draw up to 6. We have Track, we have Drain Vigor, and we have Rapid Fire. Okay, of course, none of them are Krolts. Now we'll move to the monster activation. So the first step is the highest XP exhausted monster flips back over to its ready side. Well, all of them are ready right now, so I don't have to worry about that. Then we have to choose one of these 2 things. Either the highest XP unexhausted monster will attack with +1 for melee or range attack against the lowest health character. And that would be Eipsi, who only has 5 health. I don't want that, so I'm going to choose this bottom one. That means the highest unexhaust monster will attack with +1 attack on any one of our heroes of our choosing. And I'm going to choose Emanon as the hero to be attacked, and I'm going to play this reaction card, Counter Strike. It gives him +1 to his dodge defense, so he normally has 3, he'll actually have 4 for this. You may play this card after attack is made against you. Afterwards, you may inflict 2 automatic damage against that attacker. The effect of this card is only going to be usable for this 1 attack, but for the rest of the round, he's going to have +1 dodge defense. The only enemies that are on the board are those goblins. That goblin has a range attack, so that means he has to be at a range of 2 or 3 in order to attack someone, cannot be adjacent, has a wild shot ability. When attacking, add +1 combat die to the goblin's attack. Now, the card gave him +1 to his attack, so his attack is starting at 3. We'll then roll the combat die to see how much more he'll add to it. I'm going to have this goblin attack Emanon. Since this goblin is within range 2, he doesn't even have to move to attack. Normally they'll try to move first and then attack, but since he's in range, won't even move. His attack is 3 + 1, so 4. Emanon's defense was 3 + 1, which is 4. We're good to go. We take no damage. Nice. We then get to reveal the next card, so we know how the next enemy will activate. Okay, it's going to be activating and attacking a dwarf, or it could attack Emanon, which is great. We can let Emanon soak some more damage. Let's go ahead and choose Krolt for our second hero activation. Krolt has a melee attack of 3. His class is both martial. So yeah, he's all about martial attacks. Physical attacks, bring it on. He's got 2 armor defense. He only moves a total of 3. He has 10 health. So what I'm going to start with is Determination. This is our action card we're going to use. It says draw 1 card and then draw 1 additional card for every 2 wounds that we possess. Well, we don't have any wounds. That's good right now. We'll draw a card for that, and we have Battle Tactic. Beautiful. I mean, I only have 2 cards left in my deck, so I was kind of assuming we'd get one of his. After playing our action card, we'll go to our movement step. We're going to move 1 here, and then we're going to use our second movement to explore this tile. The centaurs look tasty. Let's go ahead and grab this one. We'll be placing that out on the board, and we'll refresh that with, some spiders and a satyr. Because we're doing a normal door opening, we have to place archway to archway, or doorway to doorway, I should say. I do want to open some secret doors, but I need to get off our starting tile first in order to do that. So that's our second movement point. I do have the centaurs facing this way. Our third one will move right here, and let's go ahead and attack one of these. Just so you can see, our centaur has 4 for his attack, 2 armor defense, movement of 5, and a health of 4. He has marksmanship. The centaur's targets do not benefit from obstruction defense. That means you can always attack another enemy even if you've got another character that's in the way, but they gain 1 obstruction defense for every character that's in the way. Not with a centaurian. They can attack through anyone. They have great line of sight. We're going to play that critical strike card we just purchased. It will give us +2 to our attack. Our attack is normally 3, it's now at 5. All enemies that you attack this turn have -2 to their armor defense against these attacks. That means this Centaurian is toast. He has no armor, we just attacked for 5, he's done. We just gained 2 more XP. Before we move to the end phase of Krolt's turn, I already forgot Emanon's Counter Strike. You may play this card after an attack was made against you. Afterwards, you may inflict 2 automatic damage against that attacker. We should have dealt 2 damage to that Goblin Archer that attacked us. If you look here, that Goblin Archer has 2 health and no armor, so he's actually toast. So we're going to gain another XP for that, so we now have 3 available XP. I've got 3 XP to spend every single one of these cards I want. Why don't we start with one of the story cards this time? So I'll spend 1 XP. I'll have 2 remaining for our next turn. Let's do Adversaries. That sounds cool. You can sense that the tension between 2 members of your alliance has reached a breaking point. Will you attempt to keep the peace between them? Let's draw story card 16. The 2 companions must be kept apart to retain your tenuous alliance. If you do not wish to keep the 2 heroes separated, discard the story card and return card 16 to the deck. Otherwise, erase the story card, place 1 adversary token on each of the heroes, and keep this card for the rest of the campaign. The heroes can no longer move through each other's spaces. At the start of each even-numbered round in which the 2 are in different rooms, gain 1 campaign token. Oh, that's so cool. I'm definitely keeping that story card, but before we do that, let's flip over our next card. We have Protection. I feel like it makes the most thematic sense that our elf and our dwarf, they don't really love each other. They're working together just out of necessity. So I need to try in each even-numbered round, so that would be rounds 2 and 4, in each game, try and keep them separate. If I do, I'll gain a campaign token. That's also our second card that we have drafted, so let's push that up to a 2. We now can discard up to 2 cards and draw. I think the only one I want to discard is Hack, so I'm going to discard that. I have, 3 cards in hand? I have 2 in my discard pile, so let's draw those 2. I have Dark Recall, and I have the Ruthless Commander. Unfortunately, Ruthless Commander is useless. And now I will shuffle up my discard pile of 3 cards and draw 1 more to make it 6, and we have Point Blank. Now let's move to monster activation. First thing is the leftmost tile is going to get discarded and replaced. We'll discard this level 1 tile, replacing it with, I believe, we got 1 more level 1 tile after this. We have, just a lot of goblins. We will then have that centaur enemy activate. It'll attack with a +1. That means it's attacking for 5. Oof. It can either go for Krolt or Emanon. Emanon has 4 dodge defense. Krolt here only has 2 armor defense. So I'm going to have him go towards Emanon. He has a total movement of 5. Now they also have the same penalty that we do if they're moving away from one of our characters. So that's a movement of 2. This is a movement of 4. You can move diagonal. He is now within range 1, 2. He can see him center to center, no problem. So he will also turn to attack Emanon for 5 damage. Emanon has that 3 dodge armor plus the 1 from here, so that's 4. That means he'll simply take 1 damage. We then can reveal our next card here, and this one, we're going to lose one of the cards in the offer and have to discard the one in the 3rd spot, but when it's discarded, the advantage is we can still purchase it in the discard pile. It just costs us +1 XP. Let's now activate Mirabelle. Mirabelle is our gnome ranger. She has 2 for her range attack, 2 for her dodge defense, movement of 5, health of 8. The first thing she is going to do is she is going to spend 1 of her 5 movement to play a maneuver card. So now we only have 4 movement left. For the rest of this turn, we're going to gain +1 to our range attack. After you make your first primary or weapon ranged attack this turn, you may immediately take 1 additional primary or weapon ranged attack against the same or a different target. Kind of cool. Our second movement will be to move here. Our third movement will be to place a tile here. We're going to grab the tile that has the 2 giant spiders and the satyr. And let's see what we reveal. This is our final level 1. Oh, we have an ogre and a challenge token. We'll place our tile like so. We have to place our archway token here. And let's take a look at these 2 enemy cards. The giant spiders are pretty easy to kill. They only have 2 dodge armor and 1 health, but if they do attack, they inflict poison wound tokens, which means at the end of each round, if you have any poison wound tokens, you just gain another wound at the end of the round. The satyr is pretty obnoxious. He only has 3 attack, 3 dodge, 3 health, but he has mesmerize. When the satyr attacks, his target does not benefit from any dodge defense. Most of our characters have dodge defense, only Krolt doesn't, so that could be bad. Now, this might seem kind of crazy because you know Mirabelle attacks range, but you'll see why. She's going to move right to here. Now let's go ahead and attack. Mirabelle may be a gnome, but she is not a gnome to be trifled with. Point blank, we're going to play a battle tactic. You may make a ranged attack against enemies that are in adjacent spaces this turn. Gain +2 attack against the first such enemy that you attack this turn. So her attack is 2. Plus the 1 from her maneuver, which is 3, plus 2 more on her first attack here, which makes it a total of 5. Mirabelle's first range attack that's melee will be against this spider. It only has 2 dodge, 1 health. She attacked for 5. Done, and an XP gained. Next attack, because she gets to do 2, she can deal 3 damage. Her attack is normally 2. She gets +1 because of her maneuver, so that's 3, taking out this giant spider. No poison tokens this time. We just gained a second XP for that. We gain 1 more XP, and at the end of this round, we'll already see the upgrade 2 cards. I like that. We've ended our activation. We have 5 cards to choose from for drafting. I think I'm going to spend 2 of our XP and get ice because Yipsy can use that. And, you know, seeing her being able to do 5 damage will be pretty awesome. I do need to get one of these 2 cards next time if I want them. Oh, we have the Ebon Dagger. Okay, no one can use it because we don't have anyone with 2 stealth symbols. Only Emanon has 1 stealth symbol. We'll now activate our AI card here. First thing is this card is gone forever. We can never get the secret door. We'll discard the Ebon Dagger so we could potentially get that again, but of course that's silly because no one can use it. We'll replenish both of these. Oh, we have another story card, a traitor, and then our second one is the Voice of Authority. We'll then have the highest leveled XP enemy that is not exhausted attack at a +1 either at an elf, which is a Yipsy, so that's not going to happen, or a martial character. Martial could either be at Mirabelle or it could be Krolt. Before we do that, we do need to remember to move up our draft to 3. We've drafted 3 cards. Our hand size is now 7. Our highest level XP monster is this satyr. It's going to flip over. It's attacking for 4. Now I'd love it to hit Krolt. Krolt, though, is way over here. He only has a movement of 4. If I look here, 1, 2, 3, and it can't get over here, and he's not within range. So that means he's either going to go for the elf, or he's going to go for Mirabelle. He's going to go for Mirabelle. His attack is range. He's attacking for 4. She gets none of her armor. She's going to get hit for 4 damage, you guys. She only has 8 health. So that's half of her health right there. I've got to be a little bit careful, but it is what it is. Oh, and I totally forgot to discard and draw. Well, it'd be silly to discard. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards in hand. I can have a total of 7, and there's only 2 cards here, so we might as well pick them up. We've got Magic Bolt and Hack. We can draw our new monster activation card. We're going to be discarding a tile. We're going to have the highest XP monster attacking either a gnome or a martial character. That might not be great. Ipsi will be our final character to go this round. She will take off her token here. Remember, she's an adversary with Krult. They don't love each other. Her attack is only 1. Her dodge defense is 2. She has a movement of 4 and a health of 5. Ipsi's going to move 1, 2, right over to here. She is going to attack that satyr. She's first going to play this control spell, which isn't going to do much because this satyr attacks range, but doing that control spell will let us put 1 token onto one of our quest cards, because for every control spell used against enemies, we can place 1 there. That's how we trigger it. We're going to play this control spell, spending 1 of our remaining 2 movement, and place our hero token on an enemy that's 2 to 3 spaces away. So we're going to do that on this satyr. Pretend that's on there. And now what this says is that target has -4 to its melee attack. Totally useless. That's fine. Then what we're going to do is we are going to attack them with a magic bolt. That's an attack of 4, and that attack targets the enemy, I should say, ignores its dodge defense. Now you can see how this 4 is large like this. This means it replaces her attack of 1. So her range attack will not be used. Instead, she's using the spell value here of an attack of 4. So we're dealing 4 damage. This guy has 3 dodge defense. Can't use it. Can't use it against a magic bolt. So we just took him out. We gained 2 XP. That will be the 8th XP of our first stack. So our upgrade cards, we're going to move to the second set at the beginning of the next round. And we've grabbed our first one from the second set of 12 XP tokens. Our trigger for that Dark Empress is to play 5 attack or control spells against enemies to place the entrance to the throne room in the dungeon. So I'll place 2 here. We need to do that 3 more times. That should not be a problem with Ipsi. We'll now move to drafting. We have 4 XP to spend. We could buy the Trader, the Unicorn, or the Bronze Golem. I mean, I like both of these, but I've got to go for a story card because after this, they're going to be gone. Or you know what? They will last till next turn. I don't really want any of our characters to become a traitor. We already have some adversarialness with our characters here. So let's do the Bronze Golem this time. We'll look at that card in a second, but let's also replace it, and we have the Scroll of Minor Teleportation. Clanking through a nearby room is a massive bronze golem used to sweep over the monsters who have been assaulting Titan's Keep. Will you investigate this mechanical monstrosity? The destructive creature cannot be reasoned with, but with the proper knowledge, it could be repurposed. Consult card 8 and place the bronze golem token in the same room as one of your heroes. If you defeat the golem, reward XP, gain 2 of the campaign tokens. Erase the story card. Choose card 7 and 8 and choose either to place card 9 in your hand or erase it. Holy moly, look at this bronze golem. Attacks for 4, 3 armor defense, 2 movement, 6 health. It has blade and drill. The bronze golem makes a single attack that strikes the same target twice in a row using its full melee attack total during each strike, worth 3 XP. Well, our hero that has the highest defense right now is Emanon, so let's place him right here. Of course, he's going to be facing Emanon. We then could discard and draw up to our hand size, but these are the only cards that are in our deck, so we're just going to hold on to them. Let's now activate our AI card. We will get rid of this tile, replacing it with a first level 2 tile that we have here. Okay, we have a Bugbear and a Manticore. It's so easy to forget. I also need to move up on this, so our hand size is still 7. We can discard up to 3 cards. We are now going to activate that Blasted Bronze Golem. That's the highest level XP monster unexhausted. It's going to attack at +1, going for Emanon. That means it's going to move here and attack twice for 5 damage. Emanon has 4 dodge defense, so he'll take 2 damage, 1 for each hit. That puts him down to 3 damage out of 7 health. And of course, we need to remember to exhaust him. He has now been used. This will complete round 1. Ooh, that was pretty fun. We got, 9 XP, took out a bunch of enemies. We've had a couple stories. We have some adversaries. We've got this golem here we have to deal with. But now what we need to do is ready heroes and monsters. That means we'll flip both of these monsters. This guy's going to be ready again. And Emanon could be in some serious trouble. If he attacks again, he attacks 2 times. All 4 of our heroes will ready. Let's place their tokens on them like so. and then that way we know when we use them, we'll take them off again. Next, we need to advance poison. Add 1 poison token to every hero who has at least 1 poison token, and we don't have any poison. We're going to discard all cards placed beneath the heroes. I placed them above here. So I've got all these cards. They're going to go into our discard pile. We then get to draw to our hand limit. We have a total of 5 cards. Let's draw 1. We have Counter Strike, and we have Magic Bolt. So that's our total of 7 cards. I'm doing this a little out of order because I forgot to show our next solo our AI card here. Okay, we have enemies attacking, just our dwarf actually for this one, or any one of them attacking any character at a +2, and we're going to lose a couple cards. We're now going to advance our upgrade deck. So now the level 1 cards are gone. They're no longer going to be used for the rest of this game. We now have our level 2 cards. I'm going to shuffle them up and we're ready to go. I'm not going to replenish any of the cards in the draft area. Just means that when they get discarded, they'll be replaced with level 2 cards. We'll then go ahead and start round 2. At the start of each even-numbered round in which the 2 of these heroes that are adversaries are in different rooms, we will gain 1 campaign token. So we've just gained our first one. We need 4 to be successful for this entire game. These are what the campaign tokens look like. They're like little coins, really. Now all I need to do is figure out how to not have Emanon die. Let's start that next round. Eopsy was last to go last round. She's going to be the first to go this round. Back-to-back activations. The first thing we're going to do, because we're in dire need of trying to find one of her cards, is this Dark Recall card. That lets us do an action to draw 3 cards or draw 1 card from our discard pile and put it in our hand. Well, I know what I'm looking for. Let's hope if we can draw it. We'll draw our 3 cards. Our first one is Critical Strike. That's not it. Our second one is Point Blank. That's not it. Our third one is the Drain Figure. That is it. Perfect. We're going to use a total of 2 movement, 1, 2, to move right here. We'll spend our third movement to use our control spell here. That's going to place another one of our XP tokens underneath the Dark Empress. That's our third attack or control spell. We can place our hero token on one enemy that is 2 to 3 spaces away from you. That target has -4 melee attack for this round. You can imagine who I'm going to hit, that bronze golem. We'll place that token right here. He is 1, 2 spaces away. We're then going to play our attack spell for a 5 range attack. This will place another one of these underneath the throne room. 1 more and the Dark Empress throne room will be placed out on the board. We can deal 5 damage, and we'd have to place our hero token on the target. I think that since we've already placed it, we can't do that, but we can still do the 5 damage at a range attack. We can see this goblin, no problem. He does have 1 obstruction defense, but with 5 attack, he only has 2 health. He's gone. That's 1 more XP for us, and we've taken out another enemy. We've got some great cards here. I think for this turn, I'm going to spend 1 XP and gain protection, just because it's going to allow us to protect some people because we have a lot of damage. Let's replace that with our first level 2 card, and we have Eolar. Ooh, our gnome, Mirabelle, could actually play this pet. We've drafted our 5th card, so we can discard up to 4 cards and draw up to 7. We're going to discard these 3. We've got Track, Magic Bolt, and Point Blank. We still have in our hand 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so we only get to draw 2 more cards. We have 1 card left in our deck. We have Meditate and Open Hand Attack. We'll activate our AI card next. We're going to have to discard Eolar, which is a bummer, and we're going to lose the Scroll of Teleportation forever. It's gone. We'll replace both of those. We have Celestial Knight. Ooh, and we have the Crimson Moon Axe. Oh, a weapon. You know who I want to get that for? Krolt. We'll then activate that golem. It's going to get +1 attack going for Eopsy. That bronze golem's attack is normally 4. It's been reduced to 0 because of her ability. It then gets +1 because of the AI card. So it's going to come here, attack her 2 times. She has a dodge of 2, so she takes no damage, and it's exhausted. That was pretty awesome. All right, now let's see which hero we want to activate next. Of course, before we do that, we need to reveal our next card here. Okay, this will ready that golem again. It'll attack, it looks like it'll attack Emanon. Let's now activate Krolt next. I'd really like Krolt to be able to come over here and get our first secret door, but I think I need him to help take out this golem. He's going to use 2 out of the 3 of his movement to move here. Yes, our rivals are right next to each other. That's okay. During the round 4, I just need to make sure they're not in the same room. So they're kind of ticked off, but they're right next to each other. He is then going to play a couple cards. The first one he'll play is Ruthless Commander. That's probably why Yipsy doesn't like him. This does not need line of sight. So it says, for the rest of this round, you and all allies who activate within 2 spaces, even if they do not have line of sight, may choose to discard a card from their hand to gain +1 movement and +1 attack for the rest of the turn. Each hero may only do this once per turn. Then what he's going to do is play his Critical Strike. That will give him +2 to his attack. His attack is 3 normally, so that's 5. All enemies that you attack this turn have -2 armor against those attacks. I should have when I moved Krolt in here because facing does matter. He's going to face this way so he can attack this Centurion. This Centurion has 2 of the armor that's negated. He only has 4 health where he's attacking for 5. He takes him out. We gain ourselves 2 more beautiful XP. We'll now move to drafting, and I really want that unicorn, but I'm going to wait 1 more round. I'm going to spend 3 to get that Crimson Moon Axe. That's essentially going to be for Krolt, who has already gone, but we can actually have Maribel use it if we want, because she is martial as well. And you can see here, she could still use the big attack of 4 if we wanted. Can't give the +3 to her weapon attack, but I'll still take that. We'll replace this with, we have Kaith. Oh, you know what? She can also have Kaith. She can have a pet too, another pet. We'll move up our draft by 1 more. Our hand size is now 8. We're going to discard 2 cards, that Crimson Moon Axe and the Hack. That's for Krolt, since we're no longer going to use Krolt. We will then draw up to 8. Our hand size is, our current hand size is 4. So we'll draw the 2 cards that are in our deck. We have Rapid Fire and Determination. And then we'll shuffle our discard pile. And let's see what we get. We get Magic Bolt and Point Blank. Now we'll do our AI card. This will be nice and quick. The Golem, I'm not going to even flip him over. He's simply going to attack at 1 attack against Emanon, which is awesome. And he'll do that twice. What's great is after the first attack of 1, we have a dodge of 2. We're also going to play a reaction card. We're going to play our Counter Strike. You may play this card after an attack is made against you. Afterwards, you may inflict 2 automatic damage against the attacker. So not only is our dodge enough at 3, we're now going to make it 4, plus we're going to do 2 auto wounds to that golem. It has a total of 6 health. It's now down to 4 health, and we've placed 2 of our wound tokens underneath it to denote that. We'll then flip over our next solo card here for enemy activation. Okay, attacking, it looks like only Yipsy, because we don't have any half-orcs, or a +2 attacking anyone. We're going to activate Emanon next. We're going to have him spend 2 movement to move here. Now, he is still within range 2 of our good friend Krolt. So what we're going to do is we're going to discard Magic Bolt so that we can get the +1 to our attack. So our attack value right now is 3. We're then going to use a Burst of Strength here. Once per round, each of your heroes may perform a Burst of Strength by placing 2 cards face down in the column beneath their corresponding hero card. That means we're not going to ever get to use these cards for their regular benefits this round. I'm going to place Determination and Protection sideways to give us +1 attack. So our attack now is 4 for our basic attack. We're then going to use our battle tactic to make it 5, and we may use a single attack to strike the same target twice in a row, use our full melee attack total during the strike. So we're attacking for 5, 2 times in a row. We're going to hit that bronze golem 2 different times, each time dealing 2 damage to it, because it has 3 armor, and we're hitting it for 5. So that's 4 more wounds, which means we just took it out. This means we'll gain 3 XP, and then looking at this card, we're also going to gain 2 the campaign tokens. So we have 3 out of the 4 that we need to consider this scenario a success. Next, we will erase cards 7 and 8, and we can choose whether we want to put card 9 into our hand or simply erase it. We're definitely going to put it in our hand. We can have either Mirabelle or our Krolt activate the bronze golem. We can have a 4 attack. We can use it. It does not need line of sight. We also cannot heal it in any way. The bronze golem may strike twice in a row at a single target up to 2 spaces away. Each strike is a free attack that does not count as one of your normal attacks for this turn. Awesome! So that'll go to our hand. Now, something I want to mention. I have Meditate here, and I'd love to use it. I now no longer have enemies adjacent to me. However, I have to spend 1 movement to do so. Once I do an attack, I forfeit all the rest of my movement, so I can't use it, which is a bit of a bummer. Oh well. We can now draft 1 card. I'm going to spend 3 XP because I really want this Kaith card, and Mirabelle can activate it. It's another pet. It can attack for 6. Kaith may attack an enemy up to 4 spaces away. This is a free attack and does not count as one of your normal attacks for this turn. If Kaith attacks an enemy, you gain +1 attack against that enemy. That is awesome. I think I'm going to maybe try and keep this card in my hand. But that did cost us, oh, did I say 3? I think it cost us 4 XP. So I got to spend 1 more. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, still worth it. I need to remember to replace that. And we have an iron golem. Oh my gosh, we can get another golem. That's a treasure pet. Oh, I want that. That's our 7th drafted card, which means we can now discard up to 5 cards in hand. I think the only one we're going to discard is Meditate, because we can't use it. We have 5 cards in hand. Let's draw 3 more. I just happen to have 3 more left in my deck, so let's look at them. We've got Hack, which is useless, Track, which is helpful, and the Crimson Moon Axe, which could be helpful. We'll now activate our AI card. First thing that's going to happen is the 1/3 from the left is going to be removed from the game, so we can never get that +1 to our hand size. Oh, we have to discard the Iron Golem. So if we want to get that, we'll have to get that from the discard pile at +1. We'll replenish this with the Tome of Knowledge, and we also have Holy Flames. Now here's the thing, there are no enemies on the board, so we have to do the otherwise, but even with the otherwise effect, readying the most exhausted enemy, there's no enemies on the board, so we can just ignore that. We'll then go ahead and reveal our next AI card. Looks like we're going to be discarding one of our tiles, and we have different things potentially attacking Mirabelle. Or I guess Emanon too, because it could be a human. Mirabelle is the final hero to activate. We're going to have her move 1 to here, and we're going to try and open up a secret door. In order for us to find that secret door, we need to make sure that we're in a room with no enemies, which is the case. Then we can either do a normal attempt or a guaranteed success, and I'm going to do the guaranteed success. I'm going to spend movement equal to 1 plus the dungeon level of the tile we're going to reveal, and that's going to be a level 2. So that means I need to spend 3 total movement, plus the 1 movement I've already used. That's a 4 total movement. We have 1 movement left. Our level 2 tile is right here, so I'm going to place that one out on the board, and let's replenish that with a new level 2. Oh, this one has a gargoyle and 2 goblins and a level 2 challenge token. In order for us to find this secret door, we have to place this tile wall to wall. We couldn't place it wall to door because that's considered a locked door. I wanted a secret door because it helps us on our quest. Now you're going to see that we have door to door here, but that door is closed. We have to spend a moment to open that, and monsters can't go through that unless we actually open it. So I'm going to place this archway token here to show that we have now found that secret door and opened it. We have a Manticore, which we will turn to face us, and a Bugbear. Let's look at those cards quick. A Bugbear is ferocious, 3 attack, 2 armor, moves 4, health of 5. When it attacks, you roll +1 combat die to add to his attack. So a stronger goblin. Manticores are pretty terrible. They attack for 5, 2 dodge defense, movement of 4, health of 7. The Manticore inflicts poison wound tokens. We're also finally triggering some of these other quest cards. We have now placed a tile that's not orthogonally adjacent to the starting tile, and we have opened 1 secret door. So I've placed 1 of these on each of these. We have to do that 2 more times each to have both of these come out. We'll use our 5th and final movement to activate our maneuver here. That's going to give us +1 to our range attack, and we can make 2 attacks this turn as long as it's either our primary or a ranged weapon. Now we're going to activate Kaith. Kaith is our pet. Now once we play Kaith, we cannot use any more of our movement. However, I used all my movement anyway, so that's okay. Kaith can attack an enemy up to 4 spaces away. This is a free attack and does not count as one of your normal attacks this turn. If Kaith attacks an enemy, you get +1 to your range attack against that enemy. Kaith will attack for 6. We can't boost this, we can't change this amount of attack, but we're going to attack this Manticore. He could have moved here, you just have to have an open space for him to go. He could definitely move here and attack, so that means he'll deal 4 damage to that Manticore. We'll then play our point blank card here. You may make ranged attacks against enemies that are in adjacent space this turn. We're going to gain +2 attack against the first such enemy we attack this turn. Well, that Manticore is next to us. We are now attacking that Manticore for a base of 2, maneuver of 3. Our pet gives us 4, 2 more here gives us 6. 6 minus 2 is 4 damage again. This Manticore is gone, and that is 4 XP. We're 1 XP away from gaining the final XP to gain the artifact upgrades for next round. We do have 1 more attack that we can make. Our base value is 2 plus the 1 from the maneuver, that's 3. We'll attack this bugbear. He's got 2 armor for defense, so we just dealt him 1 damage. He has 4 health remaining. I don't love this, but I'm pretty sure we're going to get hit and hit hard by that bugbear. So I am going to do a burst of strength. I'm going to play these 2 cards face down. That's our bronze golem and track in order to heal 1 wound. Thank goodness. We only have 3 damage instead of 4. That'll complete Maribel's activation. Let's draft a card. We're going for this unicorn, no questions asked. And of course, we'll replace it with, we have endurance. Out of the mist steps a sublime figure unlike any other you've ever seen. This is a King Titan's unicorn, his most prized possession. No creature of this type exists any longer in our own time. Will you study her further? The unicorn attempts to move past you with an impervious disdain, intent on completing her mysterious quest. To attack the unicorn, consult card 13 and place the unicorn token in the same room as one of your heroes. If you defeat it, reward XP, gain 2 campaign tokens, and erase the story card and cards 12 through 15. To aid the unicorn, consult card 14. It seems like in this game we kill a lot of things. Why don't we aid the unicorn? The unicorn's voice enters your minds. I have discovered that there is a plot against my master, King Titan. If you swear never to harm him, then I can be of service to you in return. But know that I will bind you to your promise. If you agree, place card 15 in your hand and keep card 14 for the rest of the campaign. You cannot attack King Titan if you meet him during this campaign. Gain 1 campaign token. Erase story cards 12 through 13. Well, I don't know. Let's do it. We can attack King Titan. Maybe that'll be a problem, but we'll deal with it when we deal with it. This will give us 1 more of our campaign tokens, and as long as we don't die, we actually have the 4 that we need to complete this scenario. We have here Minerva, the unicorn. She's an ally. She gives anyone +3 to their speed movement, and you can see this means anyone can do this. You may move through enemy spaces if you pay the normal penalty for leaving a space adjacent to an enemy. Whoa, that's kind of cool. So that'll go into our hand. We would then discard and draw up. The only 2 cards in our discard pile are Meditation and Magic Bolt. We're going to put both of those in our hand. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards in hand. Now let's activate the AI. First thing is we're going to lose this tile, grabbing our next level 2. Oh, I think that's a Hydra. Yes, that most certainly is a Hydra. Attack for 5, 9 health, holy moly, and a level 2 challenge token. We'll then have that bugbear either attack Emanon, or we could have it attack Maribel, or we could do +3 and have it attack someone, but it can't get to anybody else, so we're just going to have to do the top one. We're going to have him attack Maribel. Remember that this door is not open. That's why we can't have him attack Emanon, or otherwise I would. We're going to have him move up 2 to here, then we have to roll our combat die, and we get a 0. Okay, so he only attacks for 3 + 1, which is 4. We have 2 armor, so that means we're going to take 2 damage, and that's dodge armor. That means we have 5 damage out of 8. We have 3 health remaining. I should, of course, flip him over because he's been activated, but we are now moving to the end phase, so we're just going to leave him that way, and we're going to ready our heroes. We don't have any poison we have to deal with. We have to discard all cards placed beneath our heroes, and then we can draw up to our hand limit size. Before we do that, I always forget we get to reveal our next solo AI card. Okay, this one would be attacking Maribel, or it could potentially attack Emanon, because he does have the Celestial class. We have, like I said, 5 cards in hand, so we can draw 3 more. We have Dark Recall. We have ice. And our last one is, the bronze golem. Finally, if our second XP pool was empty, we would advance to level 3, but it is not empty. We have one more XP. We've gained 19. I'm actually okay with that. We'll stay in this area one more time. That's good. I hardly saw any level 2 cards, really. I want to see some more. I'm hoping we'll find some story ones. We haven't found any. So that's going to end the end phase. We're going to move to round 3. Since this is an odd number, we don't have to worry about our adversaries. I need to get them out of the same room for the end of this round. Okay, let's start that next round. I think we're going to start yet again with Iyipsi, just because she has her card that lets us draw 3 cards. We can farm our deck for more cards for our other players. So that means the first card she is going to play is Dark Recall. We'll draw 3 cards. We've got our Critical Strike for 1. We have our Ruthless Commander for 2. Both of those are great for Krolt. And our third one is Kaith. We'll then spend 1 movement out of our 4 to move here. Movement 2, we're going to open this door. Movement 3 and 4, we're going to move over here. So we have a line of sight right on this bugbear. We're within range 2 so we can attack them. We're going to play our 5th spell, which means after this, we can place this throne room out on the board because that will complete our trigger for the Dark Empress. Now, that'll only deal 3 damage to that bugbear. It's not going to kill it. So we're going to play both Meditate and Magic Bolt face down as a burst of strength to give that +1, so that gives us a total of 6 attack. That means we'll deal 4 damage to it. 4 damage plus the 1 that's on it means this bugbear is toast, and we're going to gain 2 XP. This 1 will be the last one that we need, so now our next round we'll play with the upgraded artifact cards, and we'll just grab 1 from the generic pool for XP going forward. We now have 2 more. We also now get to place our quest token out on the board. The quest token cannot be placed on the starting dungeon tile, the quest token cannot be placed on a dungeon tile that contains a hero figure, and the quest token must be placed on an empty space in the selected dungeon tile. I think, likely, like I said, I'm not going to deal with this time, so let's just put that throne room right over here. We now can choose to draft a card, and I think I know which one I'm going to draft. We're going to spend 3 XP here to grab Endurance. That is great for Krolt. Krolt's the only one that can activate that, actually. And we have Innovation. We still have not seen any story cards from this deck. We have a total of 8 cards in hand. I think the only card I'm going to discard, I could discard up to 5, but the only one I'm going to discard is Kaith. Oh wait, was there one other one? No, yeah, I'm just going to discard Kaith. Then we'll draw 1 more card, and we have Protection. Okay, this is a pretty dang good hand. I think we know who we're going to activate. We're definitely going to activate Krolt. We'll then activate the AI card here, removing this card from play. That's fine. We'll discard Innovation, and then we'll replenish both of these. We have the Wand of Mastery, so anyone can play that one. And we have the Eldritch Staff. Ooh, that sounds awesome. Still no story cards. We once again have no enemies on the board, so we can't activate the and then or the otherwise, so we're okay. We'll discard this card. Let's reveal our next one. Oh, we're discarding the 3 middle cards. Oh, and this is an effect where the lowest level XP cards or enemies will activate, and there's an and, so it's going to try and do both of these. Otherwise, this is going to happen, and it attacks at a +4. Ouch. Krolt here will activate next, and I think the first thing we're going to do is play our ally. We're going to use Minerva. That's going to give him +3 movement, so he has a total of 6 movement, or 6 speed. That'll allow us to move 1, 2, and then we're going to unlock or find this secret door here. That'll be our second secret door. So we have to spend 1 more movement, which is 3. Plus, we're going to do a level 2 tile here, so that's 2 more. That's 5 total movement. But that means we can sneak ourselves into this secret door. And you know where we're going to sneak ourselves? We're going to sneak ourselves into where this Hydra is at. And you can see it's wall to wall, so that works. We'll place one of our archway tokens here. Let's check out this guy, see what he does. And of course, before that, we'll reveal our next level 2 tile. Okay, those are just 2 Death Fairies. Death Fairies stink. If they don't move, their attack gets pretty strong. The Hydra here is worth 5 XP. It has a growing menace. The Hydra gets +1 to its attack for every 2 wound tokens it possesses. That's rounded down. Its attack is 5, armor is 3, movement is 4, health is 9. We also will trigger both of our quests another time. We have opened another secret door, and we have another dungeon tile not adjacent to the starting tile. One more of each of those, and we can place both of those out. We're going to play both Critical Strike and Crimson Moon Axe. So our Critical Strike gives us +2 attack, and all enemies that you attack this turn have -2 armor defense. While that Hydra has armor defense of 3, it's now going to be down to 1. We're going to use our Crimson Moon Axe, attacking with a 3. If you inflict at least 1 damage this turn, you may remove a wound. We don't have one. Hopefully I didn't miss that. I don't think I did. So we have 2 plus 3, which is 5, plus 3 more from Krolt himself. That's 6, 7, 8. That means we're dealing 7 damage to this Hydra. He only has 2 health left. Of course, he's still on the board, so we might want to do something to deal with him, and I think I'm going to play my Bronze Golem here. The Bronze Golem may strike twice in a row at a single target up to 2 spaces away. Each strike is a free attack that does not count as one of your normal attacks this turn. He's attacking for 4. That Hydra has 3 armor. That means each attack will deal 1 damage. He has 7 damage on him. 2 more, that's 9. We just took out the Hydra. I also think we're going to play the maneuver card here. For the rest of this round, you and all allies who activate within 2 spaces of you may choose to discard 1 card from their hand to gain +1 to their movement and +1 melee attack. We've gained our 5 XP, we've done our movement and our attack. Let's go ahead and spend 1 of these, and let's get that traitor card. We'll, of course, replenish that, and we have a healing spell. Oh, that's actually something I think I really need. Teleporting into your midst is a well-known hero from your own time who reveals that a member of your party has betrayed you and is secretly in league with the Queen of the House Titan. Will you listen further? Grab card 17. Will you believe the accuser or the accused? Draw 3 hero cards from the hero deck and choose one of those whose abilities would synergize with your party to be the accuser. Choose a random member of your party as the accused. If you believe the newly arrived accuser, draw and consult card 18. If you believe the accused party member, draw and consult card 19. Oh my gosh. Let's first determine who the accuser is. So it could either be, let's see, we have Chrome, Andrew Parks himself. Andrew, what are you doing? We have Lorna, or our third one would be, let's see, Bull. Oh my gosh, and Lorna, I'm realizing I think I have Lorna's token here. Let's say it was Lorna as the accuser, and I have to randomly determine which one is the accused. I'm going to roll a d6. If I roll a 5 or a 6, I'll just roll again. We have Emanon as 1, Krolt is 2, Mirabelle is 3, and Yipsy is 4. We'll roll, and of course I roll a 6. We'll roll again. I roll a 6 again. I roll a 5. That doesn't work. I roll a 5 again. A 6. Are you serious? A 3. 1, 2, 3. So we're accusing Mirabelle? No way. Mirabelle is way too awesome. I am definitely going to go with Mirabelle being innocent. You rebuke the accuser and turn them away. The accused hero thanks you gratefully for your trust and tells you that he or she will always strive to be worthy of your loyalty. Place the accused token on the hero card that was accused and retain this card and for the rest of the campaign. Afterwards, gain 1 more of these. We're going to erase the story card and card 17. So Mirabelle now has this accused token on her. So we've got 2 people that are adversaries and 1 that's been accused. Yeah, our group is not meshing very well apparently, but I do have 5 campaign tokens, so I'm okay with it. Let's activate our AI card. The middle 3 cards are going to get discarded. The only one I'm sad about really is that Eldritch Staff. And we'll replenish them with a Burning Desolation, with Savagery. No one can use that one. And with Regenerate. I swear I put those story cards in here. We would then have to activate enemies, but there's none on the board, so we can't even do the otherwise. So I'll just discard this. We'll draw our next one, and this one looks like it's attacking lowest defense characters. And if we can't do it, we're going to deal 1 damage to each one of our heroes. And of course, typical me, I got overly excited, should have discarded cards and drawn up first. I've got my 2 cards here that I'm going to discard, keeping that 1 in hand. My hand size is 8, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, that's my entire deck. So now my entire deck is in my hand. Oh, yes, I really have a lot of options. I've got 2 more heroes I can activate. We're going to activate Emanon next. We're going to use his movement first. We're going to have him move one space here. His second movement and third movement, he's going to unlock a locked door here. Unfortunately, it's not going to be a secret door because this tile has 4 doors on it. We're going to do a level 1 tile, so we only need to spend 1 movement plus 1 more. So we have spent 1, 2, 3 total movement to guarantee a success at opening that locked door. We're going to grab this final level 1 tile. This has been sitting out there for a while. And now our first level 3 tile. Let's see, what do we have? We have a Minotaur and a Manticore, both of them in this room. Ugh. Although we did not find our final secret room, we have revealed our third room that is not connected to the starting tile. That means we will trigger one of our quests. This means we can place out Alexander and Leopold on 2 different tiles, I think. Unfortunately, I don't think I can do that. I can't use a starting tile. I can't use this tile, that tile, or this one. So I could maybe place one here, and then it has to have 2 orthogonally adjacent tiles that are next to them before I can get to the third tile so that they're 3 tiles away. Well, the only other one I can do is this one, which is 2, that one, which is 2. I can't do one where a hero is already at. If I'm not able to do that, the player must place the quest token on one of the face-up dungeon tiles in the tile draft area on a space that contains no monster or challenge icons. This quest token will only enter play if this dungeon tile is drafted by a player in the future. So because there's 2 tiles here, I think what I can do is place one out on the board now, and then I have to place another one out if I explore it. So I think I'm going to put Alexander right here, and then as long as I explore a tile over here, I should be able to put out the other one. But that means I have to choose which one it's going to be. Oh, a level 2 or a level 3 tile. Yay! We'll put Leopold on this tile, but that means I really want to draft this tile. If I don't, I can never resolve that quest, and I can't get those beautiful campaign tokens. I'm then going to play these 2 cards, using protection, using my 4th out of my 5 total movement to play this. I'm going to target an ally within 2 spaces of you. For the rest of this round, whenever that target is damaged, reduce that damage by 2. I'm going to target Yipsy for that. I'm then going to use my battle tactic here to give +1 for our attack. I'm going to attack for 3, and I'm going to take out one of those goblins. I could attack twice, but that goblin's going to be gone after 1 hit. And then I'm going to play these 2 cards sideways as a burst of strength to heal myself for 1 HP, so I'm down to only 2 damage out of 7 health, so I have 5 health remaining. We attacked and took out this goblin right here, gaining ourselves 1 more beautiful XP. Of the 5 cards that we have available to us, I could do this Burning Isolation. Yipsy could use that. That's a 6 attack, which is, that's actually kind of tempting. This major, you know what? I can get the major healing later. I am going to spend 4 XP to get the Burning Desolation. Now, it's not going to be helpful to us this round, but I could potentially keep that if I wanted for the next round. Oh, finally a story event card. We have Dane Seth. We'll then draw up to our hand size. I have 5 cards in hand and 3 in our discard pile, so that just means our entire hand, or our entire deck, is in our hand now. Then let's go ahead and activate our solo card. We're going to lose Major Healing and Holy Flames. I should have realized that. That's okay. We don't need healing anyways, right? We will have Earthquake over here. Oh, no one can activate Earthquake. And our other one will be another story card, Prince Balin. We then get to choose either to have one of the goblins attack Yipsy with this one, because the Yipsy has the lowest defense, or I could do +2 and have it attack Emanon, and I think I'm going to do that for this time. The reason for that is then I can play this and gain +1 to our dodge defense, and then deal 2 automatic damage and take another one of those guys out, which is awesome. We basically grab the arrow and chuck it back at him. So we'll gain 2 XP, but let's see if we take any damage first. And I shouldn't say 2, it's only 1 XP for a goblin. This goblin here is going to be the one that attacks. I'll flip it over. He attacks normally for 2, +2 because of the card, so that's 4, and we have to roll the die. That's a 0, 4. Our dodge is 4, that does nothing. We're going to take him out, and we'll gain 1 more XP. Grabbed that and threw it right back at him. Love it. We'll then draw our new monster activation card. Okay, we have one destroying the leftmost tile. Oh my gosh, I'm glad I did not put Leopold over there. And this one is either attacking Inzi or it could attack Emanon, actually. Mirabelle is last to go, and I would love to open up our final secret door. The problem is she only has 3 health left. She can't take out all of the enemies on either one of those tiles, and then she would get attacked and likely get killed. So instead, I'm going to do something still cool, but not as cool as that. We are going to move 1, 2, 3, and then 2 more because we're adjacent to this goblin. 4 5s. That's our total movement of 5. Actually, we're going to move here, I think. 4, 5. And we're going to play some cards. First things first, we're going to play Endurance and Burning Desolation sideways and face down for a burst of strength, giving us 1 more movement. That means we can play Rapid Fire. So we can spend that movement to gain +1 to our attack, and we can attack 2 different times. Then, of course, we are going to play our battle tactic. I swear, I've played this every time for her. She'll get +2 for her attack, and she can attack enemies that are adjacent to her, which means her first attack is 3 + 2, which is 5. This goblin is gone. That will gain us 1 XP. And then we can attack for range on this guy. It's only an attack of 3. He only has 2 health. He's also gone. That is 2 XP. Now, it does mean we have no enemies on the board, which actually is not a good thing because that means the otherwise effect is going to happen on our AI card, but it is what it is. So now the question becomes, do we want to do Dame Seth or Prince Balin? I think let's do Dame Seth this time, so we'll spend 2 XP to do that, and let's see what we find. You see a ravenous warrior eating a feast of mutton and wine by herself. This is Dame Seth, the champion of House Titan. Suddenly noticing you, she looks up. Well, she asks impatiently, what do you want? I have been displaying my fighting techniques before Queen Titan. She promised that my skills would live on within the frame of the immortal Titan. To challenge Seth, consult card 21 and place her enemy token in the same room as one of your heroes. If you defeat her, retain her story card. For the rest of the campaign, reward XP, gain 4, and erase card 20 to 22. Consult card 22 for a non-combat option. If you wish Dame Seth to reveal a few of her techniques, you will have to contribute to her private feast. To contribute some of your rations to Seth's feast, spend 3 XP. I think I can do that. After you've done so, retain her story card for the rest of the campaign. Gain 3, oh that's cool, 3 campaign tokens and erase cards 20 through 22. Nice. Sometimes it's better to do non-combat, I think. We have to spend 3 XP for this, though. Oof. And we'll gain 3 of these campaign tokens, plus the 5 that we have. We are doing great, I think. I forgot to replenish this. We have quick thinking. Ooh, anyone can use that one. That's cool. I only have 3 cards in my deck or hand, so if I discarded them, I draw up to those. So it'll be what it'll be. I have those 3. Now let's activate the AI. We will discard this one, so no Manticore and a Minotaur. Instead, let's see, we have an Ogre, a Spider, and a Gargoyle. Oh, and a level 3 challenge. After doing the top, we can't do the middle. There's no enemies on the board. So the bottom, we have to exhaust one of our XP tokens. We don't lose it, but we don't gain the benefit of being able to buy cards with it. We actually only have 1 XP available to us. Wow. Let's reveal our next card. This one. Okay, if we don't have any enemies on the board, we're going to have to deal 2 damage to 2 of our different heroes. Ouch. This will end round 3. We have 1 more round, 4 more activations. We can ready all of our heroes. We have no poison, so we can ignore that. We'll discard all cards placed beneath our heroes. Then we're going to draw up to our hand size, which is 8. We have 3 in our hand, so I'll draw 5 cards. And then we'll also move to the level 3 advanced cards. So I'm going to take these, shuffle these up, and we're ready to go. We've got 3 cards in hand. Let's draw up. Number 4 is Minerva. Number 5 is Burning Desolation. Number 6 is Critical Strike. Number 7 is Ice. And number 8 is Magic Bolt. We're now in an even-numbered round. We have our 2 adversaries not in the same room, so we'll gain another campaign token. 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. We have 9 of these. For this round, let's start with EIPSI. And is this smart or not? I don't know. But what we're thinking of doing is we're going to move 1, 2. We're then going to unlock this door for 3. We're going to put those 2 death, what are they called? Death fairies out here. So they're within our range, 1, 2, 3, both of them. And that's going to be it for our movement. Let's take a look at these death fairies. They have 3 experience, they attack for 0, have a dodge of 4, movement of 6, and only 3 health. The Death Fairy always moves the shortest distance needed to make an attack. When attacking, they convert their unspent movement points into attack points. So if they don't move, they could actually attack for 6, which is kind of brutal. We also now have the potential of being able to pass runes between our 2 dwarves. However, there's no door here. So if we did this right now, we'd have to go all the way over here. So I might have to find a secret door there. Kind of annoying, but it is what it is. What's awesome about EIPSI doing this is we are going to do an attack. We're going to use an attack spell for 6 damage. You may divide this attack however you like among any number of targets within your attack range. We're burning a desolation. This is awesome. This attack ignores the target's armor defense and dodge defense. That means with one single attack, since we can see 1, 2, 3 and 1, 2, both of these death fairies, they each have 3 health. Their dodge is not going to do anything to them. We just gained 6 XP and took both of them out. This will mean, though, that some of our heroes are going to take some damage because we have no enemies out on the board. Still worth it to me. So we have 2, 4, 5, 6, 7 total XP we can use. This quick thinking is pretty awesome because it can give us additional damage. Do we want to do the story card? We're not losing a story card this round, so let's do quick thinking for this time. That's going to cost us 4. Any one of our heroes can use this card. It'll give us +2 armor or +2 dodge defense. You must discard one other card from your hand when you play quick thinking. You may play this card after an attack is made against you. We'll then replenish that with another card. We have our first artifact, the Obsidian Wand. Okay, this whole top part's not going to do anything for the AI. Oh, I need to draw cards first, but I am going to have to take 2 damage on 2 different heroes because of this. I'm going to go ahead and discard 4 cards right here, and I'm going to draw, because I have, 4 cards left in hand, I'm going to draw 4 more cards. So I get the Bronze Golem, I will get Counter Strike, I will get the Crimson Moon Axe, and our 4th one, the Dark Recall. We'll deal 2 damage to Emanon and 2 damage to Krolt. We can deal with that. Let's see what our next AI card is. Let's go ahead and flip our next AI card. Okay, the top is normal, readying an exhausted enemy. This one attacking the lowest defense. Now the otherwise, so if I don't get another enemy out, we have to discard 3 cards of our choice from our hand. When drawing cards this turn, your maximum hand size is considered to be -3 for the next turn. Ugh. And I think we might just have to deal with that because I'm not thinking of revealing another enemy. I want to get one more quest or a quest completed. I didn't even complete a quest yet. So we're going to activate Mirabelle next. She's going to move 1, 2. She's now in this room with Leopold. 3, 4, 5. So that's her regular 5 movement. That's her first movement. She's then, for her second activation, because she could attack or do a second move, she's going to move again. First thing she's going to do is spend the required movement to break into this room with a secret door. So this is a level 2 room. We need to spend 1 plus the level of that room in order to open that secret door. So that means we're going to use 3 out of the 5 of her movement. Oh boy, that's kind of a lot. 3 out of the 5 to place this here. But now, actually, we've opened another secret door too, which is going to place another quest token out. I'll do that in a second. Let's finish her turn. She is going to then spend her 4th movement to move into here, and that means we have now given 1 rune from Leopold back over to Alexander. I've placed a 1 on here to show 3 times move 1 hero from Leopold's room to Alexander's room or vice versa. I just did that 1 time. Also, now we can put out Titiana. I doubt I'm going to do this one. We'll place her in any room, and we can try and cast 3 spells in her room to free her. Yeah, that's just not going to happen. We'll go ahead and place her way up here where no heroes are at. That is fine. We have 1 more movement. We'll move to here. That's 2 sets of 5 movement, I believe. We'll then go ahead and play Minerva, giving us +3 speed. This means we can move 1, 2, 3, and now we have given 2 runes because we've gone from there and back again. Beautiful. We now only need to do this one more time to complete that quest card. However, I do think our turn is essentially complete. I am going to play a track here just so I can draw another card, and I have Meditate. And then I am going to, let's put Kaith, and let's put Dark Recall, since both of those heroes have now activated, a burst of strength, and we're going to reduce our wounds from 5 down to 4. With 3 XP, I could potentially get Prince Balin. I don't think I am ready for that. I am focusing a lot on completing this quest. I don't want another enemy or something showing up, so let's discard and reveal. We found Inner Strength. Now, I could immediately purchase this if I had enough XP, but that's the only card I could since I discarded one to draw one. Can't do it. So now what I'm going to do is discard and I will draw up. I actually don't think I'm going to discard. I have 5 cards in hand. We're going to go 6 for protection, 7 drain vigor, and 8 point blank. Now we're going to have to discard 3 cards, and our hand size has been reduced by 3 for this turn. I'm going to discard all 3 of these cards. Okay, now, we get our new solo card. Let's go ahead and draw it and see what it is. This is a great one because we can totally ignore it. We have no enemies on the board, and if I don't reveal any, we don't have to worry about it. We'll activate Emanon next. He's going to move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1, and that means we have now done our 3rd movement. Oh my gosh, I should have revealed this. Is this bad? Oh, it's just a treasure chest. If that challenge token had been some sort of trap, we would have had to had Melinda deal with that, but it wasn't. It was a treasure chest, so we don't have to worry about it. That means our quest is now complete. Well, we just gained a total of 5 of the campaign tokens and 5 XP for completing Leopold and Alexander's quest. And we didn't even use our dwarf to do it. We used a gnome and a human. The dwarf still hasn't activated yet. We can now draft one of our cards here. I think I'm just going to discard Inner Strength and draw a card. Let's see if we want it. This one is the Mantle of the Lion. When you draft this artifact, place it face up in your play area. Whenever one of your heroes inflicts at least 1 point of damage against an enemy, he or she immediately inflicts 1 additional point of damage against that enemy. Ooh, that sounds kind of awesome. So let's go ahead and spend the 5 XP to gain that one. That will just go out on the table right in front of us. And then we'll replenish that with the Blackwood Arrow. I'm not even going to worry about drawing my hand up because Krult isn't going to do anything amazing. This card we can fully ignore. Oh wait, we'll have to discard these 2, or actually remove them from the game, and we'll replenish them with, we've got Primal, and we have the Void. Oh, that sounds awesome. Then let's go ahead and draw our final AI card here, and we're going to have to deal 3 damage to someone. Eopsy can take 3 damage if we need. I think I'm just going to end the game here. I have got 3 XP. I could draft something. Well, I guess what I'll do is I'll discard Primal. I don't love that one, and let's see what this next one is. If it costs 3 XP and I like it, it does cost 3 XP. Oh no, what am I talking about? That's a 5, not a 3. All your heroes gain +2 movement. Man, that would have been awesome. We'll then deal the 3 damage to Eopsy. She is totally fine, and we are good to go. We just completed our first game of the campaign for Dungeon Alliance. If my math is right, I earned a total of 14 campaign tokens. That seems insane, but I think that's right. If that's the case, these are the cards I'm going to draft and keep into my deck. I have the Minerva and Bronze Golem. These ones are story cards. Now, I could choose not to do that, and those would actually just go into the level 1 decks, and I could potentially find them. But I like the additional movement here, and I like that the pet can be activated by 2 of my heroes anyways. So that costs me 4. I have the Burning Desolation. That's another 4. That's 8. Protection is 9, and Kaith is 10, 11, 12, 13. So that would mean I have 1 campaign token still left over. Now I'll wait to record the next video just in case I missed something and I should have less campaign tokens than that. And so if that is the case, I will adjust the cards that I purchased. But overall, that is pretty awesome. That also means that in the next scenario, I'm going to start 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spaces up on the draft track. So my hand size is already going to be larger to start with. I'll also have these 3 cards that will continue with me on the campaign, my Unicorn, my Adversaries, and my Dame Seth, not to mention the Accused token on Mirabelle. With that, I think we have completed our first of 4 adventures. Let me know if you'd like to see another adventure, and also let me know if I made any errors. Don't forget to turn on those Klingon subtitles and check the pinned comments for anything that I made mistakes on, and I'll try and correct if it made an effect on my campaign tokens. I'll try and update that accordingly. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you, Andrew, for making such a fun game. I'm really enjoying it. Can't wait to do Adventure 2, so long as people are interested in it. I'll see you at the next stop.